What's up, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to automate your trading. And I know that sounds a bit wild, I don't know, but there'll be a lot of things I'll be covering today about why trading should be boring and how to kind of systemize your trading, which will then lead into making your trading automated. So, I just want to first cover about why trading should be boring, right? And I know this is probably a topic that's covered so many times on the internet, so I'm just gonna quickly brush over it. But essentially, like with most of us, we come into the trading space with a lot of excitement, with a lot of passion and curiosity, right? This is how I was as well, and this passion and interest leads you to wanting to learn new things. Learning lots of new things about trading, because that's only natural of what happens when you're interested in something and you get excited about it, and it really motivates you to want to go learn these things as much as you can. You become a dry sponge and you just want to absorb as much as you can. So where the problem lies is where you start utilizing this excitement a bit too much, when you get a bit overexcited, right? And so obviously that's the good side to it, being, wanting to be motivated to learn and absorb all the information out there about, different trading styles or fundamentals, or, just lots of different information about trading to, really try and become the best trader that you can. But where it gets bad is when it starts to influence your actual trading skills itself, right? And all the things that we break down trading into. So I kind of categorize this into two different categories. So we've got like external influences, which will then how it influences the internal influences with yourself. So we've got the most predominant external influence to you as a trader and why you get excited is from what you see online. And I've wrote here on my notes here, the Forex lifestyle and comparison. So I know that's kind of a broad thing, but just social media, the internet in general is very vast. Everyone wants to have attention. Everyone wants to post what they're doing online. I really don't like it when I see people out there who are saying that they're trading on the beach or trading on their hotel balcony or some bullshit like that. Like, it's not realistic. And to be honest, if you're looking to be someone like that, then I think you should get that idea right out of your head, because someone who is doing that is really painting a really bad picture of the trading space. That's just kind of like a general reason, but the real reason as to why that's bad is because in trading, you need to have the utmost focus. You need to have 100% concentration on what you're doing. And although, yes, it's nice and convenient to just be on holiday and enjoy your lifestyle whilst also making, $30,000 or $100,000 on MetaTrader on your phone, it's not realistic. And the deep down truth is that the traders that actually are focused on making real significant return on their capital, they're probably, hiding in a room somewhere. So they're really focused and concentrated on the charts at hand. So when you see all these things online, comparing yourself, it's not even just like lifestyle, but seeing what other people are posting about on social media, prop firms, leaderboards, all these things just invite too much excitement and a bit too much motivation into yourself, right? And now I'm going to talk about these kind of internal factors of how these things kind of influence yourself. So we've got things like learning strategies and whatnot. So yes, of course, it's good to learn something to try and develop an edge in the market. Learn the technicals to try and figure out how to try and gain consistency in your trading. But this excitement and curiosity, which is something that I went through as well, it leads you to wanting to learn more than you really need. The internet has the infinite amount of knowledge, and realistically, like, you don't need to be paying for courses or paying for mentors online. You don't need to, because everything's out there online for free. There are some added benefits that these online courses and mentors can give you, which I've discussed about in numerous videos before. But the problem with having this much information online, you're kind of just drinking from a hosepipe, pretty much. Because there's so much information out there, and because you're basically a dry sponge in this space, you're going to want to keep absorbing as much information as you can. And where this leads to is you thinking that the more that you learn and the more that you apply it in conjunction with all the other things you've learned already, you think it's going to increase your chances of having a winning trade. And this is what I thought as well. But unfortunately, that just invites too much confusion, too much overthinking, not being able to take a trade properly because you've got too many conflicting factors coming from all directions, you know. So I've spoken about in a previous video about how to kind of condense your trading strategy and how to kind of learn properly. So I'll leave a pop-up card to that in the corner. But where else this excitement and where it affects you is, you know, risk management and your kind of emotional control, right? So this excitement to wanting to make money from however you've been influenced, you know, comparisons online and whatnot, Forex lifestyle, it can lead you to wanting to take, you know, very bad discretional mistakes, you know, like over trading, revenge trading, over leveraging, all these things. The eagerness to want to try and make money and try and be up to par with what you're seeing online, it's not good for yourself. And honestly, you can't expect yourself to be making consistent gains if you're trying to be in pursuit to try and copy someone else. It's like you're trying to compare someone's chapter 20 to like your chapter 2. It doesn't make sense. You're seeing the tip of their iceberg, but you're trying to apply that sort of standards to yourself. So it really does take a bit of reflection to see what your expectations should be for yourself. And how these are really solved is, it really comes down to your discipline. That is really the resolution of all this, your discipline. Now, I'm not really like a big influencer, or, well, at the moment, I'm not really like this big motivational influencer on health and habits and things like that. But there are better people out there. There's a lot of information out there that you can try and find about how to kind of develop a good discipline, you know. I had someone in a webinar that I did on my Discord, in my Discord communities. So if you look into joining the Discord community, we do weekly webinars, and it's worth joining because we talk about how to improve on trading and kind of external factors and external topics related to trading. So if you want to join that, I'll leave a link in the description. But how to actually develop discipline. So I had someone come into the webinar, and I'd like to say this person has only been learning for about less than a year, just learning for less than a year. And after advising him on a few calls multiple times, he then came into this webinar one more time to ask a few more questions. And then he said, when can he move to live trading? And I had to say, you're not ready. I had to say to him, you weren't ready, because if you haven't got the discipline to actually continue learning and practice and backtest and develop an edge, you've got no chance in the markets. And I said it to him just like that, and unfortunately he left the call straight after that, because I'd imagine that's not what he wanted to hear. And I started laughing after that. It just shows how many people aren't really cut out for trading. It's no joke, this game, and there's a reason why it's called the hardest industry in the world to get good at. But the resolution for this is discipline. And there's people out there online already that you can probably listen to who could probably give you better advice about how to develop discipline, like David Goggins or I don't know, Alex Hormozi, these kind of influencers out there. But that is ultimately the resolution to how you kind of make trading boring. And trading should be boring. You shouldn't want to add more things to something that already works for you. Because if you have a trading plan and a strategy that already works, allowing the shiny object syndrome to take over, invite more things into your trading, that's already a sign of you not sticking to your rules and staying disciplined. You're allowing yourself to be distracted by what else is out there. Same goes with your risk management. You don't want to be distracted. You want to stay disciplined to the appropriate risks that you want to apply. Not having the temptation and the emotion to want to dial up the risk in hopes that the trade will be a winner, because that's just gambling. So at some point you'll probably have a good trading edge and a system that works. And I've spoken about in a couple of videos previously about how to, the signs of systemizing your trading, making it very systematic. And this is where I'd like to say you get to a stage in trading where things become automated. Because if you have something that works and you're staying extremely disciplined to it, then at some point it just means that you have no other reason but just to stick to your rules and the system that you've created. I like to say that you've created like an ATM machine in the markets. The markets is built on algorithms and systems itself. It's coded, by doing certain functions, like if this happens, then this happens, or when this happens, it does this. So you're also kind of doing the same thing with your trading, right? You're kind of developing yourself to be like a robot. But I mean that in the sense of making yourself automated. Your mind becomes automated with what needs to be done, because you've done repetition to the point where you know what action needs to be taken when you've done said action, or when a certain condition in the market happens, or if you see something specific happen. For example, news events. You know what to do when news events arrive. You know what to do when news events have passed over. So this is what I mean by systemizing your trading. You have actions and protocols for what happens in certain scenarios. And it gets to the point where you've done this so many times that you can almost say that you've automated your trading. And I know it probably sounds weird, because I'm not trying to say that, you should be completely emotionless and not have any feelings whatsoever like a robot. I'm not trying to compare you to a robot, but I'm trying to say that your system in your mind and the actions that you take in adherence to your own rules and your own system, your own trading plan, it becomes so well defined and clear to you that the easiest thing for you to do at that point with your discipline is to stick to what you know works. The only difference between you and a robot is that a robot has to take a decision based on what it's programmed to do. Whereas the only thing in the way between you and taking the correct decision is you. You can only master yourself in these markets. And you can take any action that you want, but the only thing in the way of you taking the correct decision consistently is you being able to master yourself. You can never master the markets, as trading is never 100% certain, which means there's always room for improvement. But if you can master yourself, eventually it gets to a point where taking the correct decision becomes second nature. And at that point, you could say that trading can become automated. I hope I kind of got the point across about how to kind of automate your trading. And I know that it still sounds weird when I say that, because you got other people out there who are making a kind of trying to jump the gun and make like trading bots, or like, well, I don't know what they call them, like EAs or something like that, trading bots, which sure, it can work, but at the end of the day, like, your automated trading or these EA bots, as whatever these people call it, they're not always going to work 100%. And you have to remember that bots and yourself, it comes with error. You have human error, and these bots have systematic error. They're not going to be 100% right all the time, and you're not going to win every single trade, and that is human error. So as long as you acknowledge that and you're allowing your wrist to do the lifting for you, then the results, they'll just show up, you know. But you have to stay disciplined in the first place in order to make sure that the actions that you want to take are as clear as day, and you don't want to take any other emotional, discretional actions. So when you get to the point where your trading becomes as systemized as possible, having no emotional discretion, having very minimal emotional discretion as possible, then only then I can say that your trading can be called automated. But that was everything I wanted to cover in the video. Appreciate you guys for listening this far, if you're still watching. Stay happy, stay blessed, and thanks for watching.